How good does that look? Eh? Can of sardines in cracked black pepper and lemon juice. Yeah, well, it's healthy, and it's good. It travels well, it packs well with when you're doing some backpacking and whatnot. So, little snack. Good morning. On my channel today, I'm going to do a side sling bag breakdown, and I'm going to do a bike breakdown today, and I'm going to go over exactly what I carry on this bike on pretty much a daily basis. My personal configuration, either it's my Maxpedition sling bag or it's a crossover bag. I always have supplemental gear either on my back or slung across my chest. Now the bike, I call it the fall configuration or the autumn configuration, and it pretty much stays like this every time I pull it out of the garage. The way it's set up today is, I wouldn't say it's overly kitted out, but it's sufficiently kitted out. I could stay out in the woods here tonight, no problem with what I got on me, no problem. And I'm going to go over it with you. I'm down at my familiar spot. It's tucked in off the path. People do come through here. They do come through with their dogs and whatever, but right now it is 8:21 a.m. Still pretty early, but the path was actually busy. You always see people on the path at all hours, pretty much. A lot of single women out running and walking, and it's not a very nice day today. It's overcast. It's 7 degrees Celsius. I purposely didn't dress with outerwear, with a jacket. I am cold, but once I get into the video and start breaking the bike down, I'm going to set up a fire. A self-contained fire, a zero smoke signature fire in my Solo Mesa XL stove. Stay tuned if you want to watch what I roll out of the house almost every day. I'm not on the bike every day, but I'm on the bike quite a bit if you watch my videos. So stick around, and I'm going to go over everything today. So this is the bike exactly how I pulled it out of the garage this morning. So obviously I have my front carrying system. These are carrying loops. I could either put my military shovel on there. I could put an axe, a hatchet, machete. Same thing on this side. I have 2 of them. I have carried multiple axes on it before, and military shovel, Russian military shovel. So that's not on today because I'm not cutting any wood up. I brought my own wood. My camera mount, the fluid head, and my GoPro Hero 12. Still trying to figure that out. My mount for my phone when it's not in my hand, obviously a mirror. This is dog treats in here, some carabiners. There's my JBL Clip 5 Bluetooth speaker. In here is not dog treats. I'll leave it at that. My chair, my Breakdown One Tigers chair, that's going to remain on the bike because I don't need that today because I have a picnic table, aluminum permanent table. A little cold on the rear end, but I'm not going to do a lot of sitting today. I got my camo bike cover, and I have my external MOLLE bags. This one has, it's my traditional firebox. I got ferro rods in there. I got some tinder, lighters, what else? That's it. In here is my torch, my isobutane torch with the torch head. And in here is my cordage MOLLE bag. So I got bank line in there, 550 paracord. I believe I have a supplemental folding knife in there. This is wood. This is my remainder of my cedar that I had from a fence project I mentioned a few times. And this is my my trunk bag, which I'll pull off, and I'm going to empty all the contents of everything on the bike today. Like I said, leaving the chair on. I'll leave the first aid kit on there too. But the first aid kit, it has a bunch of different gauze, has vinyl gloves, it has medical shears, has a tourniquet, and a bunch of bandages and alcohol, rubbing alcohol, stuff like that. It's pretty comprehensive for the bike. There is my post carrier, whether I can carry I can either carry water in there, fresh water, and today I got my coffee on it. That just tucks out of the way, it's not a problem. In here I have my tire repair kit, which includes a complete new tube, patches, and electric pump. Now I can also run the electric pump if the battery's dead. I can run it off the bike. I got the USB-C charging cable that plugs into the control panel, so I can run USB-C power, supplemental power to things that can run on that. What else? There's my Camo bike cover. And what else do I got on here today? That's pretty much it. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna break it down, put it on the table, including my my side sling bag, and we'll go over it. So I have my side sling bag off. It's on the table beside my camera. So this bag here, I liken this system to a modular system. So if I have to dump the bike for any reason, I can pull some things off that I need. This comes right off. So this bag wasn't made for the bike, but I specifically sourced it out to fit within the confines of the rack that I ordered from the factory for the bike. So I have my I have a silicone mat here, and I have a stainless steel brand new rack here for like a barbecue type rack. I ordered 2 of them a little while ago. One I've used for barbecue, and this one I haven't used, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to use it for in a second. So these bags here, they all come off as well. They all got the snap domes on the back of them. I'm not going to take them off. I don't have to. Well, maybe I will, but right now I'm not going to. So on the front of the bike, I have a soft-sided case. It's actually a case for my DeWalt air compressor, but it's multi-purpose. So this bag, same thing, comes right off. Trunk bag, front rack bag, side sling bag, and my coffee. So the bike, and this isn't overly heavy. Normally I do weigh. I would say this is 8 pounds, and I would say this is maybe 10, 12 pounds. So that's 20 pounds there. My side sling bag's about 8 pounds. The chairs, I think 4 pounds. First aid kit's 2 pounds. The tire repair kit's probably about 3 pounds. And the 3 MOLLE bags, I would say they're about 6 pounds for all of them. So you can do the math on that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a fire started, and I'm going to put the fire on the back of my bike. So check this out. So in this bag here, I have 2 compartments, as you can see. In here is a Fire Maple isobutane lamp. It's a nice lamp. And in here I got a larger canister of isobutane. It fits in there perfect. So I have gas heat, and gas light. Not much heat, but it will warm your hands up. Supplemental pair of heavy duty gloves, either for handling this when it gets a little bit warm, but you don't want to hold it too long. It's not really for that, but they're for warmth, and they're utility gloves. In here, I have a 5x7 tarp. So this is actually going to go into my trunk bag when I'm done with this video. I just put it in here for now. And this is my Solo Stove Mesa XL for people that have watched my videos. Silicone heat resistant mat. Gonna go over the seat. Now, I am gonna take these off, especially this one. I'm gonna take this MOLLE bag off because it has isobutane in it. So I'm gonna set up my stove on the back of that bike. Now, my reasoning behind that is, a lot of times I don't have a picnic table, right? If I'm out in the woods, whatever. I can just put it right on the ground too, okay? I can. And when you see the setup that I have for this stove today, it is, and I've used it before, it is beneficial to put it on the ground. But just for this purpose, I'm just trying this out. Because sometimes I'll set up my chair, right? And I don't want to set up a table, a breakdown table. I just put the fire on here. And I do not believe the way this system is set up, it's gonna compromise these MOLLE bags, I don't think. And obviously it's not going to compromise the seat, and the heat won't go down because the way the system is set up, I've used it many times. It takes a little while for even the external wall of the Mesa to get even hot to the touch. So it's you'll see. bear with me. So let me set that up. This is the base that the stove comes with. In here is a fire ring. I keep it in paper so it doesn't make any noise. Try to minimize the noise when I'm filming from my bike, because you hear every little thing with that media mod on my GoPro. So that's the stove. People that watch my video know what it is. Love this product. So the base goes in. The stove goes in. Going to get my torch out. Sorry people, no tinder and ferro rod fire starting on my watch. I do have, I don't know, I probably have 3 or 4 ferro rods or fire rods on the bike. I know I got 2 in here, and I believe I have one in my back trunk as well. But for convenience sake, let's just use the torch. Here is my bag of cedar. It's a bit of a loud burning wood. Well, like I said, it's what I had at home, and I just wanted to free up some space in the garage and get rid of some of this wood. So yesterday, I cut it all up. They were longer pieces, and I cut it all up with my my DeWalt FlexVolt skill saw. I didn't have that on camera. I'm gonna back this process up. I just want to show you what's in my trunk bag, because I gotta grab something out of my trunk bag for the solo. So in my trunk bag today, this is my tablet. It's a Samsung tablet. I think it's a 10-inch, I'm not sure, I think it is. So it's in a protective case. I have my breakdown camp chair, or sorry, breakdown camp table in here. I have another selfie stick in here. It's just a cheap one. I hardly use it because it's a piece of junk, really. I have my Vortex 8 by, I believe it's 8 by 36 monocular in here. I have almost a liter of water. I have my tablet holder, so when I have my tablet and I want to put it on my bike, either on the handlebars or any bar or a table, it'll hook onto most things. Sorry, Silky Gomboy 240 milliliter bushcraft saw. I have 3 of these. I have a Pocket Boy, and I also have a 240 mil Silky Gomboy, but the regular arborist saw with the yellow handle. I have another pair of supplemental gloves. These are good ones. And in here, and a pair of hand pruners too. In here, I actually have a heat deflector for my solo stove, Mesa XL. This is an aftermarket heat deflector. I think I've outlined it in 2 of my videos. So I'm going to hook this up today on the bike configuration. So I just wanted to show you what was in here first. I'm going to organize it all on the table in a bit. I'll set it up over here. I forgot the fire ring's got to be installed first. I don't have all the answers, people. Just wondering if I'm just wondering if the solo stove heat deflector for the Mesa XL is actually a better product than this, because I couldn't get this in Canada at the time when I bought this. I couldn't buy one of these heat deflectors in Canada. I could only get it off the US site, and the math didn't add up. So look at my hands now. Oh my Lord. So anyhow, this is a heat ring. It clips onto the heat ring and goes onto there. So the premise of this is, I'm going to straighten that out a little bit. The premise of this is to deflect the heat down. Now it doesn't get super hot. So like I said, I'm not overly worried that it's going to set anything on fire on my bike. There we go. Now, obviously, you'd have to start a fire prior to hooking up your heat deflector. But with the torch, I'm gonna cheat, and I think I'll be okay. The first time I've done this. I know it might look ridiculous to some people, but my thought process is that when I'm out in the woods, instead of having it on the ground, I can feed the fire. I guess it'll be when I'm sitting in my chair, it'll be around head level. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be feasible or not. That's why I'm trying it. But it's a nice day for a fire. It's overcast, gloomy. And it's a little cold, 7 degrees, like I said. Okay, so now it brings me to the Maxpedition Sitka Gear Slinger Side Sling Bag. It's a very good bag. I've done a review on it when I first got it, and it was in the winter time earlier on this year. This is pretty much how I leave the house with it every day. This is not a very comprehensive packing of it, but this is what I have in it today. So on the outside, I have a holder here. It's a glass holder. Glasses. I have an extra pair of sunglasses, extra pair of reading glasses in here. So they both fit into this. It's a hard case, so they don't get damaged. And that's what I carry in that external pouch. So it's easy to access, but everything on this bag is easy to access. It all has, when you sling the bag around, it all has side zippers. I'll put the link to the Maxpedition review that I did in the description. So in the top pouch here, little pouch, I have expandable towelettes. So you add a drop of water to one of these. It's about the size of a nickel, and they expand to, which I could use right now because my hands are dirty, they expand to about that big. So I got a bunch of those. I have another simple first aid kit with just bandages, and I think I have one thing of gauze in there. Some hand sanitizer, which I'll be using in a second. I have a larger expandable towelette. These are like the size, I think they are 2 by 3 foot. I have 2 of those, so you can use these for, you know, for a multitude of things. Use them to wipe yourself off of sweat, dry yourself off. You can use them for fire starter, whatever. Couple sanitation towelettes, and I have another lighter in there, just a regular lighter, and I have a bandana. So that's what's in that pouch. And like I said, when you see me carrying this sling bag, which is in a lot of my videos, it's basically, I never take that stuff out. It's always good to build in redundancy, and I have a few kits like this. I have smaller kits. So in this pouch, this is a larger external pouch. I have one keto-friendly snack bar. I have one Cliff Bar. I have a can of sardines. That's protein. I think 17 grams of protein in a can of sardines. That's in lemon and cracked pepper. I have a USB-C chargeable headlamp. I have actually it's a USB, it's a USB cable. It's USB on both sides. I have another snack bar. In here I have my cutlery set. It's just a camp cutlery set, knife, fork, and spoon on a key ring. A little easier if I have to break into those sardines. Like, this is kind of like emergency food, right? Canned sardines have a long shelf life, and these snack bars, you can, you know, they'll outlive Keith Richards. I have a Faro pouch, or sorry, not a Faro pouch, a Faraday bag, sorry. So if I want to put my cell phone in this bag and my watch, this bag will stop the signals transmitting and receiving into my phone and into my watch. So I can kind of go completely off grid without being followed. And these things do work. I have a couple of these, so I carry one of those. I have a Silcock key if I have to access outdoor water source at a commercial building. If you don't know what a Silcock key is, it's just like a hex key, and it's an outdoor water valve. It opens it up. And 2 more Cliff Bars. So these things are 260 calories each, 40 grams of carbs. So they're definitely not keto friendly. That'll whack your keto, well, almost whack you rid of the keto. So I have 3 of those. I have 2 keto bars. So these things, you know, they're hardly anything. And I have 1 can of sardines, and that's all the food I have. So that is not a crazy amount of food. But I'll tell you, if you got caught in the woods overnight and you were hungry, that would work. That'd get you, you know, you could go 2 days with that. Well, you can go a lot longer without food, obviously, but you know, when you're burning calories in the woods, you know, you need calories. So that would, no problem one day anyways. You know, you wouldn't be in the happiest of mind frames, but I'll tell you, what was it, last year, me and my brother, we were out Killarney Provincial Park. We were on the Lacoux Silhouette Trail, and we ended up staying an extra night at one of the campgrounds. That wasn't planned, so we only packed in enough food for the one day, and so we stayed an extra day, an extra night. So I had some bars and whatnot, But my brother didn't like the taste of the barbs, but the next morning he had no problem accepting one. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's not always the best, but I'm telling you, when you're in a situation, it's welcomed. So that's the 2 external pouches. I believe this is a 15-liter pouch. So on the side water bottle carrier, I usually put fresh water in there. I put my coffee in there, but today I have a Life Straw self-contained water bottle, so it's empty. So if I wasn't well, let me put it this way: if I know I'm going into an emergency situation, this is on here. This way I can put it into a river and I can drink right out of it. This is the only water filtration I have on me. I don't have iodine capsules. Not on this side. On the actual strap, I have an alternate amount of times, so it's not hooked up to satellite. So it's battery, so you can always have time. And this is my little key carrying case. I put my keys in here, all my keys. So not all my keys, but keys that I need when I leave the house. The only thing I have a concern with this, if I get into an altercation with someone, this could easily get ripped off. So I am cognizant of that. And yeah, don't think when you leave the house the potential for getting into a physical confrontation with someone is not going to happen to you, because it easily could. So my keys are in there, but yeah, it's convenient, but it's not convenient if it gets ripped off your person. So in the main pouch, just have a little, this is just a little Etch-a-Sketch notepad when I take notes. That's not usually in there. In here I have tent pegs, a little bit of cordage. It's for my tarp if I don't want to make pegs. So I have an extra set of pegs in here. I have a 40,000 milliamp supplemental power bank. In reality it's probably 30,000. It's advertised as 40, but in reality it's probably 30,000. I have wet ones, sanitary napkins. Not sanitary napkins, but wet ones. If you have to clean up after yourself with a washroom. I got another bandana. Got a Mylar safety blanket in here in the event that I have to try to retain some body heat. I don't have any supplemental clothes with this configuration, and today I didn't even bring an outer jacket. Now I did that on purpose. I have 600 filled down jackets that will roll up into a ball and attach to this side sling bag. So I should have brought that for demonstration purposes, but I didn't. A little paper towel in here. Some expandable toilet paper towelettes. And what do I got in here? That's pretty much it. So not a whole lot. That's why the pack is not that heavy. Now you can put not a lot more in here, but you can put quite a bit more in here. And if it truly was, I know I had to bug out quick and I had to load this bag up a bit more, I could, or I just put on a traditional backpack, which I already have ready to rock and roll too. So when you're bike packing, my bike carries a lot of it, and it's obviously a lot easier to carry on your bike than it is on your person. Let's go check out that fire. Let's see if it's melted my bike yet. Okay, so that's what I mean about these solo stoves. Like, this bar is still cold to the touch. So I could have easily left that bag there, but I did have a lighter in there with some isobutane, so I didn't want to take any chances, but I could have. And over here on the back of the seat with the silicone mat, it is completely fine. So if I wanted to take my chair off and set it right here, I could. And you know what, maybe I will do that, because maybe I'll sit down here for a while, enjoy my coffee, and that way I don't have to worry about freezing my large exterior on that table. So I had to go to plan B. It started to rain, and I knew it was going to rain, but I didn't think it was going to rain this early. So instead of packing everything up, I just pulled out my 5x7 tarp, hooked it up to the table, 2 trees. So I got kind of lucky. I had a couple trees here, and spiked it in on the other side. So I have my front part of my bike covered in case it rains harder, and the fire is good to go. Have my tablet hooked up, So I'm gonna use this as a bit of an outdoor living room today. This bag is waterproof, water resistant, but if it gets too bad, I'll just move it under the tarp. It's not so bad. Well, it's not even raining at all right now, but it rained for a bit, so that's why I didn't film it, because I had to kind of go quickish. Just want you to watch this. This is Mario. He's quite well known within Canada for his short videos. Some are short, most are short, some are a little more lengthy, but he has a very good presentation, and he gets his message across that is easily understandable for people that aren't so smart like me. So it's only about 3-4 minutes long, but listen to this. He summarizes, wow, it's like I've been going over and what I've been pointing out with regards to the way our country's going, and it's not so dissimilar to my own personal message. But we'll watch Mario, and we'll give him a go and see what you think about how his presentation is. If you don't know Mario, a lot of people do.
I figured out the government's plan. See, the issues that Mark Carney's facing is no different than the issues being faced in France and the UK. You see, the French government is falling apart. Macron is the president, and this guy's the prime minister, who resigned less than a month after taking office. In fact, that's Macron's 4th prime minister in less than a year. It's his 7th in his 8th year presidency. The UK,
how is
they're
this
not
possible?
doing so hot either, because this guy from the Reform Party
Nigel
is going to
Farage,
be the next prime minister. You see, the current prime minister, Starmer, he's part of the Labour Party, and he's significantly behind in the polls. So you have 3 countries with 3 parties that are headed out the door. They're losing control. Liberalism is dying. People are waking up to the fact that it's no longer prosperous. Immigration, fiscal, you name those policies, they're failing. So what's the best move to try to lock in voters? Utilize them as pawns in order to maintain power. You guessed it, they all recognized Palestine. US came out and specifically said that they interfered in the peace deal that they finally came out with. That it was largely just a symbolic gesture, but it was still unnecessary interference. Now, Mark Carney's got a huge problem coming up. He knows his deficit is going to be massive. It's not going to be well received by Canadians. In fact, our finance minister has all but said and admitted to the fact that he's going to cook the books. So what's the next best thing that they can do? Shut down conservative policies like the jail not bail less than a week ago, and then come out today and say, hey, we're going to make stricter sentences for criminals. We're going to make sure they get jail, not bail. You see, Copycat Carney's whole platform has been to do whatever he can to stay in power and steal as many conservative ideas as humanly possible. But what he does is he also washes them down because he's a liberal. So the policies, pardon my French, are going to be half-assed. You see, the Liberals have tried very hard to put forward laws that allows the RCMP to bust into your mail. And that's without a warrant. And Bill C-8 want to be able to kick you off the internet. No trial, you can't say anything to anyone. You combine that with Bill C-9, Minister of Justice, our Attorney General, told us that he would arrest people for posting memes.
Sean
Liberal
Fraser.
Popularity is only going to keep going down. They've peaked. They know this. They failed against Donald Trump. That was his election promise. So now he's going to take as many conservative ideas as possible, try getting the credit for it, call an election in the hopes that he gets a majority government. The only thing politicians love more than money is power. It's insane.
So Mario is another person that I watch. A lot of people do, and it's increasing. His numbers are increasing daily because he presents messages like that. He does good research, and he digs deep, and he spends a lot of time doing it. He's a self-made guy. He's quite wealthy, my understanding. But yeah, so Sean Fraser, he was questioned the other day, and I believe he's from Nova Scotia, and he is the Attorney General, Minister of what's it called? The old Jody Raybould. Anyhow, I'll put it up on the screen. But yeah, he said, he was questioned, and I think it was Andrew Lawton that questioned him, and he said that right to Andrew Lawton's face, that yeah, people are going to go to jail if they don't like the memes or what people are saying, like myself. And I know I've been talked to. I'm not well, face to face, some people have talked to me and they've warned me, and I'm warned me for what? Because I'm pointing out these idiots' destruction of Canada? Throw me in jail. I don't care. I really don't. Like, is it going to suck if I go to jail over this? Yeah, it will. I don't want to go to jail. I'm pretty. But no, hopefully I avoid jail, and hopefully we can get the Liberals out before this happens. There is talk that there's going to be an election coming up soon. There's even Mario talks about it, whereas they're looking for places to rent spaces for the Elections Canada. So I don't know what Liberal scam is going on now, how they're going to get themselves back into power again, and a majority government this time. So I'm not optimistic about any upcoming elections. I'll be serious about that, truthful, and so I don't know. But we'll see. Hopefully, if it does come about, I'll be voting, and I won't be voting for Liberal or NDP or one of the 15 different communist parties that will be on the ballot, or the 348 that will be on the ballot for Conservatives. If you have any questions, concerns, any comments, put them in the comment section, and I will get back to you. I'm just going to enjoy some time down here. Got some shelter in case it rains. It's supposed to rain, so we'll see how that goes. Enjoy your day wherever you are. Thanks for watching. Bye.